breaking update coming in, and the decks are cleared for Farm Laws Repeal. In fact, as per sources, Cabinet has cleared the Farm Laws Repeal Bill. And remember, the repeal bill is likely to be tabled in the winter session of the Parliament. There's also a cabinet briefing in a couple of hours from now. But after the Prime Minister's announcement last week, it was, of course, a matter of formality. I'm joined by my colleague Meenakshi Bhanja for more on this. Meenakshi, so the decks are cleared for the Farm Laws Repeal. The Cabinet, as per sources, has cleared the repeal bill.
Well, that's right, Tanama. This was something which was in the offing, like you rightly mentioned, especially after the announcement that was made by the Prime Minister himself. But this is something that is procedural. It is something which has to be done as per process. And therefore, when the Cabinet met up today, as per sources, which will be now announced shortly by the Minister, Mr. Anurag Singh Thakur, when he will be conducting a briefing on the Cabinet decisions. But like you rightly mentioned, sources clearly indicating to us that the Cabinet has now formally approved the repealing of these contentious farm laws. Now, the next process that will happen is this, Tanima, that a bill has to be also introduced in the House for the formal repealing of these contentious farm laws. So that bill can now go ahead and be introduced probably in the first week when the House convenes. But for that bill to be introduced, what was necessary was cabinet approval or nod, which has now come by. That is the clear indication that we have received from our sources, and this is something that was very high on the priority list of the government, especially after the Prime Minister himself had gone ahead and made a public disclosure about the intention of the government to withdraw these contentious and sticky pieces of legislation.
Right. Meenakshi, this is, of course, coming in at a time when we are expecting a cabinet briefing a little later in the day today, in fact, shortly in the afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us with that. And this is, as we mentioned, was in the offing, as Meenakshi was also saying, that the cabinet has, in fact, cleared the decks for the Farm Laws Repeal Bill. It's going to be tabled in the winter session of the Parliament, which is scheduled to start towards the end of this month.